Oke, mulai ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Miss. Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 6, and we are going to present about power and politics. Here are our group members. There's me, Hana, and then there's Abdurrahman Gaza and Alamgir. Okay, so first we are going to talk about power and influence. Power is the potential of one person or group to influence another person or group. Some people have a lot of power, but they don't need to actually exercise it. For example, when a police officer is sitting in the side of the interstate, it will affect our behavior, like we become more orderly. And then influence, in turn, is the exercise of power to change the behavior, attitudes, and or values of that individual or group. What is it like to have power? So people that have power usually have this characteristic. They are more optimism, risk-taking, confident. They have more pride, and they are less compassionate. Less compassionate mean they are lack of sympathy. They don't care about what other people feel and isn't emotionally affected by the sight of someone who is crying or hurting. They do not always consider perspective of others, and they are lack empathy. Next is organizational behavior and power. Organizational behavior research has shown that power also affects behaviors. Powerful individuals are more likely to take action, pursue rewards, and initiate negotiations. However, they may also be corrupt and less likely to conform to norms. One study found that powerful individuals have been found to experience less guilt even when they know that they are violating social norms, and they are more likely to be good liars. And then bases of power. There are 5 bases of power, but they are divided into 2, position power and personal power. Position power comes with a person's position in the hierarchy. First, there are coercive power. Coercive power is the ability to punish and can include threats. For example, a supervisor threatens to write a memorandum to an employee's file for being late all the time. And then next, there is reward power. Reward power is the ability to provide incentives or other things valued, such as pay raises, bonuses, and promotions. For example, an employee receives a merit pay increase. And then legitimate power. Legitimate power is the ability to make a request and get a response due to the nature of the roles between two people. For example, there's boss and direct report. They are playing a role as favor doer and a favor recipient. And then the next one is personal power. Personal power comes from individuals' personal quality and abilities. There are expert power and referent power. Expert power is the ability to influence others due to knowledge or special skill set or expertise. For example, the information technology department has special skills to troubleshoot computer problems for a manager. And then referent power is the ability to influence based upon others' identification with the individual and followers' desire to emulate them. It is based on liking, respect, and admiration. For example, volunteers work hard for a political candidate that they admire. Next.
Organizational source of power. Power is based on how much people depend upon others or for necessary resources. Elizabeth Moskenter described power as a property of organizational system rather than individuals. She presented the following 3 lines of power for leaders in organizations to tap into to gain productive power. First is line of supply. Leaders bring in the things that their groups need, such as materials, money, and resources as rewards and even prestige. Second is lines of information. Leaders need to know what is happening in the organization that may affect their group's goals. Third is lines of support. A leader needs to be able to innovate to have an impact on the organization. Next. Definition of organizational politics. This type of politics focuses on the use of power to affect decision making in organizations, sometimes for self-serving and organizationally associated behaviors. For our purpose, political behavior in organization consists of activities that are not required as part of an individual formal role but that influence or attempt to influence the distribution of advantage and disadvantage within the organization. Perception of organizational politics. Organizational politics have been defined as unsanctioned influence attempts that seek to promote self-interest at the expense of organizational goals. Behaving political is not prescribed in an employee's job description or formal role, but people engage in these behaviors to gain advantage over others. Next. So this is the importance of organizational politics. How do employees get ahead in your organization? First is creativity, initiative, hard work, and politics. Creativity has 4%, initiative has 18%, hard work has 27%, and politics has 51%. It's bigger than creativity. Next.
And this is political skill. The ability to effectively understand other at work, to use such knowledge to influence other to act in a way that enhance one personal and or organizational objective. Next. And this is the first set of political skill behavior. First one is networking ability, the ability to create a diverse constellation of contact both inside and outside of organization. Second one is interpersonal influence, having the ability to adapt influence strategies to different situations. Third is social astutness, being able to accurately interpret the behavior of others through attentive observation. The fourth is apparent sincerity, appearing to others as genuine and honest. Next. Next. And this is the relationship of political will and political skill to job performance. Having the will to use political skill will improve job performance to a point. However, the will can go too far because if a person engages in too much political activity, it may actually harm their job performance. Next. And this is the reality of politics. Interview with experience manager show must believe political behavior is a major part of organizational life. Many managers report some use of political behavior is ethical as long as it doesn't directly harm anyone else. They describe politics as unnecessary and believe someone who never use political behavior will have a hard time getting things done. Next. And this is the factor that influence political behavior. We have individual factor and organizational factor. Individual factor have had high self-monitor, internal focus of control, high personality, organizational investment, perceived job alternative, and expectation of success. For the organizational factor is reallocation of resource for promotion, opportunities, low trust, role ambiguity, unclear performance, evaluation system, zero-sum reward practice, democratic decision making, high performance pressure, and self-serving senior manager. And political behavior will have favorable outcome like reward and effort recognition. Next. This is the factor contributing to political behavior. We have original factor, and the last slide is an individual factor. Organizational factor play a crucial role in shaping political behavior within the workplace. Political behavior refers to action taken by individual or group to influence or control the distribution of resource and power within an organization. With the individual factor, Research have identified certain personality traits, need, and other factors likely to be related to political behavior. In terms of trait, we find that employees who are high self-monitor possess an internal locus of control and have a high need for power are more likely to engage in a political behavior. Next. This is the last is the ethic of behaving politically. The ethic of political behavior within the organizational setting hinges on principle of transparency, fairness, honesty, and respect for others. Ethical political behavior involve open and honest communication of one interest, seeking fair opportunities and representing oneself truthfully. Conversely, engaging in covert or manipulative tactics, spreading false information, or undermining knowledge through deceitful practice is generally regarded as unethical. Yeah, this is the last from us, and thanks for attention.